Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Starmade. In today's episode, as promised, I want to get my Tower of Crafting going a little bit. However, since we played the last time, there has been a new update applied to the server. And what has changed is a very important factor, namely that we cannot overfill inventories anymore. Now this means if I have a quick look into this inventory, you can see it is plenty full from all the pirate loot. And that means I cannot put anything in there. I cannot shift click this into the inventory or put it into a slot in here. So that is one of our issues. Of course, I do have so many chests which are overly filled up. For instance, these two chests with terrain material, and here we also have a bunch of technical stuff. However, another thing that I observed by looking into my crafting system right here, even though I really like it, there are a bunch of issues. Namely, the recipes seem to have changed. If we have a look into the production recipe, we can see that we still have to make the grey hull using these two components. And in order to get the purple paint, we can still do the same. And in order to get the purple hull, we can still do the same. But there is something I haven't seen before, the standard hardener. So it seems we now have to produce standard and also advanced hardener in order to accomplish things. So this might be easier or more complex in order to set up, but it essentially means our crafting system as it stands is useless, and I'm probably gonna have to take everything apart and restart from scratch. And since we have our Tower of Crafting already over there, I think we're also gonna move this system over there so that we have plenty of space to do other stuff here. However, I do need a bunch of materials in order to get myself started. First of all, probably a bunch of Vertikine ingots would be really great. So why don't you give me a bunch of minutes and I'm gonna take the Mothership for a little spin, taking apart a bunch of asteroids so that we get more materials, and then I'll be right back for the building part of this video. Okay guys, I took the Mothership for a little ride and grabbed myself a bunch more materials, so we should be able to fulfill the goal of this episode, which is making a basic setup for all of the crafting that I want to do. Now of course we're not gonna end up programming everything in, however, as you can see, I've already placed myself a bunch of cargo spaces here, or actually storage chests, and the cargo spaces obviously are gonna be in this room. However, we are gonna rearrange basically everything, and it's probably also gonna be time to move this power setup here. I mean, this is totally in the way. Anyways, coming in here, we do experience plenty of light, and I want to avoid clogging everything up. It needs to look nifty in the end, still be illuminated and serve all of our purposes. At the moment, outside of here, you can see it is still pretty dark, and also the sunlight cannot really help here. However, with the lighten mode, obviously it will work out, but it still means we will have to do some work. So anyways, this was just a little update. What I'm going to do now is think a little bit about the setup. Where exactly do we want to have all of the crafting systems? There will be lots of cabling in this room probably, and we want to make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible, and also we want to be able to access all of the necessary items conveniently with these chests. So without any further ado, let's skip to the next part. Okay guys, this might be more agonizing than I first anticipated. However, I already managed to basically take everything we had right here and bring it over into the crafting tower. Let's actually have a quick look at it. All the way over here, the middle chest is the chest where I'm gonna put everything into from now on. So as you can see, everything unsorted at the moment is in here, including a bunch of things we have already taken care of. But since we are moving the system, we have to basically redo the entire thing. Now, of course, the first stages, just like before, are going to be to take care of the refinery and everything. So I would suggest we are again going to divide our stuff up into two different chests. Now, before I forget, I actually enabled all of these cargo spaces to correlate with this chest over here. So currently we have 137k volume units space here, which is crazy. But anyways, let's continue with our quest here a little bit. I'm just going to grab a bunch of things, as much as we can, which apparently isn't too much. And then I'm also going to need another cargo space, probably. Yeah, let's just go ahead and actually set this up all the way over here. I'm also gonna enable the lighten mode so you guys don't have any troubles seeing stuff. Right, so this is the main chest. Unsorted stuff in here, and then we want to make two main categories. One is gonna go right here, but I want to turn around the chest so it looks into our direction with this interface. So why don't we go ahead and actually name these? This is going to be the blocks here, and the one over here is gonna be the crystals or the ore. Let's just call it resources. It's the perfect name, holy cow. Right, now comes the agonizing part, of course. We want to sort out all of these materials, and of course we do not have enough inventory space, etc, etc. So now we need to remember where we actually store stuff, and I would say we're gonna go to the right side with this one to the second container here, and we need to set up the cargo space. Let's do that. We're gonna place a bunch of them right here, though first I want to unset the symmetry plane. There we go. Now we have a little bit more space in here, and we should be able to fill these up. Shouldn't we? Yeah, at least with 5k. That is already not too shabby, 5k. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Let's go ahead and already do that. Set up the cargo space. It's amazing. It's a beauty in personality. Okay, let's see if we can grab up all of the rest of these things. Probably not, yeah. I'm just too much of a weakling. I want to place those guys in here, because all of these we can actually use in order to create materials. That is the exact point of it. Okay, now this chest is empty, therefore I'm going to pick it up, and then we might be able to take some of these guys. Oh man, 15k, we will need a lot of storage space for those guys. But yeah, you get the basic gist. I just have to bring stuff back and forth and put it into the correct inventories. But after I've done that, I will also have to sort it out. So I will have to change the items to auto pull from this chest, which is gonna be, of course, another thing to set up, which I'm gonna do off camera most likely. However, I do need some more storage space, so we should add an additional layer of cargo right here. Okay, that should be good, and now I have enough space for at least those guys. And yeah, I do not want to clog them up too much. I would say about 20k cargo space should be enough for each of them. So let's see if we can achieve that. I'm just gonna stack up a few more here, and then we're gonna check out how much space that gave us. It's 24k this way, and we went up only about 4 blocks from the ground. I think I'm gonna do actually one more right there, and we're gonna leave it at that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks from the ground. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Select this guy, and come on, come on, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there we go. Now we should have plenty of space in each of these chests. 29k, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we just have to make sure that we are grabbing all of the crystals. Fortunately enough, you can do this from pretty far away. Oh guys, these are the worst. I just cannot grab them. They're just too large. Give me 100,000 pieces of them. Thank you very much. And you go right there. And then hopefully I can pick up the rest of them. But oh man, that was agonizing. I had like 1.8 million or something of them. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? The Chisper ore, of course, also deserves a spot in our chest. There we go, we grabbed all of the ore, which means we can get rid of this chest, and now there's only the capsule refinery, which currently is empty, so that is good. Give me that, please. And we have plenty of capsules, which aren't that heavy considering how many of those guys we actually have. Look at that, that is crazy. And again, we stacked up on 13 capsules, so I'm glad about that. And also, oh man, we are swimming in materials. I actually kind of enjoy that fact. However, let me set up all of the inventories. I'm also gonna move those 2 chests, and then we shall see how we can continue. Okay guys, I'm back with another update, and here we have the first part of the crafting system. Now, I still haven't progressed as far as I would like to, but the basics are now pretty much laid out and ready for us to utilize. The first thing I want to achieve is filling up these two storage containers, one with advanced blocks and the other one with advanced wedges. What we have so far is this central station with the refinery in the middle. We are dividing up the composite and metal meshes into these chests and the capsules into these ones. Both of them have their inventories expanded in the storage area over there. Right, so let's just quickly have a look in it. Yeah, here are the two composite and meshes, and then we have all of the capsules. Great, this is still the main chest, and these two chests are just pulling from this one. The refinery is pulling from those two guys, and these chests are pulling from the refinery. Up here I just have a basic factory in order to craft the stuff that I need. Then in the back here we have the color crafting system. The first and most important basic factory is located right here, creating all of the gray hull. The gray hull is being transported into this storage container, which has a capacity of 5k. So we can store a whole bunch of stuff in here. It is also color marked. Then next to this system we have a row of basic factories producing all of the necessary paint. We can see that there are 8 different paints in the game so far. There's the black, red, purple, orange, blue, green, yellow and white. All of these are being produced in the inner circle right here and then extending to another basic factory producing all of the necessary hull. You can see we currently have 77 black hull in here. The final step is that it is all going into this chest right here where we are storing basically everything, and right here I also have indicated how much this chest is already filled up. You can see all of the different colors except for teal because I'm currently lacking the blue paint. We are also producing glass this time right here on the top of it, which I consider an important material as well. Right here these 4 colors, teal, pink, brown and dark gray, are crafted a little bit differently. Dark gray is actually crafted with only the meshes and composite, so that is actually the easiest block to craft. Then we have the brown color, which requires blue, yellow and red paint. We have the pink color, which requires white and red. And finally the teal color right here, which requires blue and green. All of these chests obviously are hooked up with each other, so for instance this one is hooked up to the blue and green paint chest. And therefore the entire circle kind of adds up and the system should keep crafting until this storage container is all the way full. So there's gonna be a stop to it as long as I don't take out more materials. Yeah, what do you think about that so far? And now you have to imagine that we are creating stuff like this all the way around this dome, basically filling it up with an entire crafting system. It's gonna be fabulous. However, let me do some more progression and I'll be right back. And back we are, here we go, this is the next stage of the project. This time I added the new material which is necessary. Let me just quickly show you. We got in here the standard hardener for standard armor and of course the advanced hardener. The recipes for them are pretty easy and you can just hook them up to the chests down here. Or I could do that. Anyways, I first thought this might actually look kind of cool, but it is just a little bit too chaotic. We might have to reconfigure something right here, or we just build something around it. That could also be an idea. But just so that I could think this thing a little bit through, I had to go with a regular pattern, and this is how it turned out for the time being. Let me actually see if we are producing some extra here. Now we're probably using them up immediately. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? However, in the end we are collecting all of the armor right here. We are collecting the hull, we're collecting the standard armor, and we're collecting the advanced armor. Though I didn't add everything to the pull list just yet, I think. Yeah, look at that. I only added the white and yellow standard armor. All of the rest we will still have to add, and also the advanced armor, because in the end we will be pulling all items into this chest. So you can see this is already hooked up, and of course it is programmed to pull all of the advanced armor in there. So in case I do want standard armor or normal hull, I will have to have a look into here. That's just the way things are going to be. We're only gonna sort out the advanced armor into the system down below here. Right, so what should we do in order to fix this? Yeah, I think building something around it might not be a good idea. However, we could do something that actually goes outwards, like an antenna kind of thing. What do you think about that? Let's actually produce a standard factory down here. And there we go. Thank you very much. We want to go ahead and place this approximately on the center, which is probably around here. Yeah, that could be good. We place one factory right here. Or actually, we make the antenna thing that I have been talking about. So we're gonna go out about 5 or so blocks. And then we're gonna place the standard factory, which is going to produce the standard hardener. Where are you? Oh man, I have to type it out. Standard, there we go. And for that we require Furtikine capsules and metal meshes. So easy as that, we can hook this up to both of these guys and that should do the trick. Okay, this means we can basically get rid of this factory here. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna deactivate the production, take everything out of here, and we're gonna remove it. There we go. Now, of course, we will have to hook it up once again. Let's see, to all of the standard factories. So this one first. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be agonizing, but I think it will look much cooler than before. And there we go. That was the last one of it, I believe. And I guess now we're gonna grab all of the factory enhancers and we're gonna replace that. I'm not sure, guys. I mean, how does that look from the outside? Does that even make sense in any way? I mean, we could encase all of the cables somehow and make it look more sensible, but I think I'm actually gonna call for a little vote here. Do you want a factory where we are just arranging stuff in a way so that we never see the cables, or do we want to utilize the cables as an element of design? That is the basic question here. Anyways, I want to replace this advanced factory as well. So let's actually do that. We are gonna go ahead and place 5 additional blocks. And then the advanced factory, and we want to change the production into advanced hardener. There you go. For that we need alloyed metal mesh and Furtikine ingots, so that should be easy. We need to hook it up to this guy right here, and now we need another basic factory. Maybe we can do this right here. Basic factory. This basic factory is going to produce the Furtikine ingot. There you go. And of course for that we have to hook it up to the capsules, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually check that out before I'm making a mistake. No, it is a capsule. Okay, that should be working. Now, of course, we want to place a bunch of factory enhancers here because those guys are going to be rather important. They need to produce stuff fast. Same thing right here, a little antenna out of factory enhancers. And now I'm probably gonna end up surrounding it somewhat, making it look like a little satellite dish of some sorts. However, we have to do some more hooking up now. Let's take this apart, grabbing everything that is still in there. Now we want to grab all of the advanced factories and hook them up with this guy. And there we go, everything is successfully hooked up, I believe at least. And yeah, it does look a little bit ugly. I'm definitely gonna do something with it. However, I'm happy that we have removed it from the inside. Now we can actually make this look a little bit better, making sure that all of the cables are somewhat disappearing, which shouldn't be too much of a hassle. It's gonna be good enough. However, at this point, I think we're gonna wrap up the episode. I'm going to continue on this tower a little bit off camera because there's lots of stuff that needs to be programmed in, lots of blocks that I want to create, lots of boring stuff for another episode. So we're probably gonna do something else in the next one and then tend back to this tower in the future. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.